What is up guys, it's Francis the instructor with Get Licensed Driving School, back with another video, and today we're going to talk about junctions. We're just going to cover very basic T junctions, how to turn left and right into a road and out of a road. This video is going to be especially useful for you if you're doing driving lessons at the moment. If you've just covered turning left and right into and out of junctions, this is great revision material for you. If you're learning to drive with friends, family, parents, this is going to be super useful because they might not have all of the information that you need to pass your driving test and make sure that you make safe decisions on the road. Once you've been driving for a while, certain things start to become automatic. Like if you ask someone who's been driving 20 years, how did you do that parallel park? No clue. But if you have a system, you'll be able to take junctions and corners really easily. That's what this video is. It's going to give you a system. So firstly, we need to understand what major and minor roads mean. So a minor road will feed into a major road. If you're driving down the road and your road is coming to an end and you see another road crossing from left to right, that's a major road that you're coming onto, which means that the traffic on that road will have priority. The road markings that you're going to see is an upside down triangle on the road, which means give way. You'll see a sign, which also means give way, which will be an upside down triangle, red outline and white middle, like this one. If you're on a major road and you're turning into a minor road, you will see single broken white lines, which means you have priority into this junction. Let's think about other things that could have more priority than you. Pedestrians crossing the road, cyclists coming the wrong way down the road. Yes, technically you have priority, but we can't run people over, so we'll let them go first. Let's talk about the approach to junctions. This is the most important aspect of teaching this. Some instructors do this in a different way to me. Some people teach MSM, mirror signal maneuver. I like to break it down a little bit more. So yes, we've done mirrors, yes, we've done a signal, but what is the maneuver? So here's what I do. Mirrors, signal, position, speed, look. So on approach to the junction, the first thing that we need to do is check our mirrors. Let's say we're turning left. I'm going to check the middle one and the left one. If there's something on my right that's overtaking me, it's not really a concern. So if I'm turning this way, they can overtake. I'm going to be efficient and check the mirrors that I need to see. After I've checked the mirrors, I'm going to put a signal on to show my intention. Cars following me now know what I'm doing and they can react to what I'm about to do. So signal timing, when should you signal for a junction? The slower you go, the later you can signal, but we need to think about what signals are for. Signals are to help everybody else on the road understand what we're going to do next. So we need to signal appropriately early to give them enough chance to decide what to do based on what we're about to do. So usually at a speed of 20 to 30 miles an hour, we say 6 car lengths is an appropriate distance back from the junction to signal. What does that mean? If you can't count 6 car lengths, that's okay, but once you start to recognize how far back 6 car lengths is, you won't need to count, you'll be signaling at the right time. What you can also use is the white lines, which are called hazard lines if you've done a theory test. The hazard lines coming back from a junction are all 1 car length apart. So if you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, signal now. Obviously the slower you're going, if we're going at say 5, 10 miles an hour, we can signal a little bit later because it still gives people the time to work out what to do based on what we're doing. If you're going super fast, let's say a motorway, you need to signal a lot earlier because 6 car lengths goes like that at 70 miles an hour. Next, positioning. If I'm turning left, I need to think about my positioning in the road. It might already be correct, but it's a checklist. Work through the checklist and you'll never miss anything out. So my correct positioning should be about 1 meter away from the curb. If I'm too close, getting around a really tight corner is going to be difficult. If I'm too far away, it might leave room for motorbikes or cyclists to come up the inside, and then that'll be a problem for me to turn in. Also, positioning is important because you want to show people the direction that you're going in. The position of your car shows as much of a signal as the signals do. So let's say you're arriving at a junction and you're planning on turning left. Your positioning should be just slightly pointed to the left and to the left of the road. That shows everybody, including cars on your right who can't see your left signal, where you're going. Remember, the position of your car is as much of a signal as the signal. Next, we need to consider our speed. Okay, we're going down the road at 20 miles an hour because it's a 20 mile an hour speed limit around here. Would I go around a corner at 20 miles an hour? Definitely not, that's not safe. Would I come up to a give way line at 20 miles an hour? Definitely not, that's not safe because we need to be able to check left and right and make a safe decision about whether there's any cars coming. So I'd recommend approaching a give way line, especially if it's in a built up area with houses around, at 5 miles an hour. No more than walking speed. Approach the give way line slowly, look left and right and left again, and then make a safe decision about whether it's safe to go. And if it's not, you can stop. Next, look. Don't forget to look. While you're thinking about steering and what's coming and everything else, you might forget to look. It's a very common mistake when you first start driving. You're thinking about getting up to the give way line, then you just start steering without even considering what could be around you. So don't forget to look last just before you turn into the junction. So next, we're turning right from a minor road into a major road. Again, mirrors, middle and right. Signal, to the right. Positioning is going to be just left of the center line if possible. Obviously there might be parked cars on the left, in which case you'll need to be to the right of the parked cars. And then speed, same thing. Approach the junction at an appropriate speed so that you can make a safe decision about what's coming from the right and left. You've also got to think about gears. If you're doing junctions, basic T junctions, this is very early on in your driving career. So let's say we're driving down the road at 20 miles an hour. What gear are we in? Second gear. If we're turning into a road and we've judged the corner speed to be around 5 to 10 miles an hour, what gear does that speed relate to? First gear, you got it. So we've also got to think potentially about changing gear when we're approaching a junction. So that might mean changing from second gear into first gear. And if that is the case, then we need to get that done on the move. We'll talk about that when we go driving. Lastly, just the same as turning left, we're going to look right, left, right, right, left. Make sure that you know what's coming before you emerge across the giveaway line. Okay, so we're turning from a major road now into a minor road. Slightly different, but the procedure's still the same. Mirrors, signal, positioning about 1 meter away from the curb or to the right of any parked cars. Speed. Speed, when you're turning into a road, can be slightly higher because you're not going to give way to any cars where you've got priority into the junction. And then look. So let's talk about speed when you're turning from a major road into a minor road. 3 things that we need to consider here. How much can you see around the junction? If you can see, because it's a park and you can see there's no cars coming, we can go slightly faster. But if you can't see, we need to reduce the speed to a point where if there is anything coming down the road that you're turning into, you can react to it safely. Number 2, how sharp is the corner? If the corner is a really sharp corner, you're going to need to reduce your speed more than if the corner is quite wide. Number 3, are there parked cars around and how narrow is the road? If the road's narrow, we're going to need to reduce our speed. If there are parked cars around, we need to reduce our speed even more. Because if the road's narrow, if we're turning into a road and there's a car coming the other way, where are they going to be? In the middle, where are we going to turn in and try and drive up the road? In the middle. So we need to make sure that we go slowly into junctions like this. Let's talk about priority. We're turning left into that minor road, but there's a car oncoming. We should have priority, but priority is something you can't take, you can only give it. So if that car doesn't want to give you priority, which you are due, then we can't take it from them. So we're going to help ourselves be safe, and if they're not going to give you priority, especially if you've got L plates on the top, we're going to just hold back and let them go first. Turning right from a major road into a minor road, same, let's go through it. Mirrors, signal, positioning just left of the center line, or if there are parked cars around, just to the right of the parked cars. Speed, we've got to judge our speed into the junction on the 3 factors that we spoke about before. So if you're driving down the road at 20 miles an hour, is it appropriate to go around the corner at 20 miles an hour? Probably not. So judge the corner and make sure that you're at a safe speed before you turn in. Lastly, look. You've got to look around the corner. Anything could be there, pedestrians, cyclists, any other road users. We've got to look out for them. We've got to make sure everyone's safe on the road. See, when we're turning right, obviously anyone behind a giveaway line has less priority than us, but anyone oncoming down the road has more priority than us. If we're crossing the path of another vehicle, we need to let them go first. So if we're turning into a road, turning right, and there's a car coming, we need to stop in a safe place and we need to let them go first. If we do need to stop, let's talk about where to stop. Roughly, we'll stop with our wing mirror in line with the center line of the new road. Obviously, some roads will be narrower, maybe there's parked cars around, maybe the road's at a really acute angle and that won't be possible. If the corner's a decent width and it's a 90-degree corner, then we can line our wing mirror up with the center line of the new road to start to get you into the habit of where to turn in so that we don't cut the corner. Cutting the corner is really bad and it's going to get you points off on your test. What's the problem with cutting corners? Think about it. If you cut the corner, are you on the correct side of the road? If there's a car coming down the road towards you and you've cut the corner, that's going to be a bad move. So when you're driving around built up areas, towns, cities, even in the countryside, sometimes you get 2 types of junctions, open junctions and closed junctions. What that means is an open junction, you'll be able to see around it on approach. So let's say you're going around some grassy green area, you'll be able to see what's coming on the left and right of you before you turn into the junction because there's nothing built up around the corners. If it's a closed junction, it means that you can't see what's coming on approach. You need to get right up to the giveaway line before you can see and make a safe decision about whether to go or not. Further to a closed junction, you might also have parked cars or vans or vehicles on the other side of your giveaway line. What that means is you won't be able to see even when you get up to the giveaway line. So what you need to do in this situation is peep and creep. Creep out and peep. Keep looking left and right as you're creeping, super slow, less than walking pace. Look right, left, keep looking. If there's something there, stop, let them pass first, and then keep creeping. Left, right, keep looking. Also lean forwards to give yourself a better view. Okay, so ahead I can see my road's ending. My minor road is joining a major road. I'm going to be turning right at the end of the road, so first I need to check my middle and my right mirror. I'm going to apply a signal. Positioning, just left of the center line. Speed is reducing down to walking pace so I can look right, left, right again, and there's nothing there, so I'm going to just turn into the road. At the end of this road again, I'm turning from a minor road onto a major road, and I'm turning left this time. So mirrors, signal left, positioning, so that it looks like I'm going the direction I'm going in. I'm going to just turn slightly so that my car's pointing in the correct direction, looking right and left, and turn. Let's do a couple more. Okay, so next I need to turn right. I'm going from a major road onto a minor road, so I should have second to most priority here. Firstly, check mirrors, signal, the procedure never changes. I can see this is really wide corner, so I can walk around it a little bit faster than before. And I haven't cut the corner, straight into the road, steering enough to get me around the corner and straighten up. The signal cancels by itself. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of a road here. I'm turning right. It's from minor to major. I can see there's some giveaway lines up ahead of me, so I know that I need to give way to any traffic coming. Mirrors, signal, position just left of the center line, speed, looking right and left. It's a nice open junction, so I can turn without stopping because there was nothing coming. Okay, next we're going to go major to minor, turning left. I'm going down this road at 17 miles an hour. It's definitely not appropriate to take that corner at 17 miles an hour. I can't see what's coming. The road is narrow and there are parked cars around. So let's start from here. Mirrors, signal, position, speed. I'm going to go into first gear for this because I want to go below 10 miles an hour. Looking and turn. Next, I'm going to turn right, major to minor. Looking out for any oncoming vehicles. If there are any, they need to go first, but there aren't, so I'm going to turn straight into the road. Mirrors, signal, positioning, speed, and look. I was happy with second gear for that one because I could take the corner at 10 miles an hour. I could see around the corner, it wasn't too sharp, and there were no parked cars around. Okay, so I can see my road's ending. I'm going from a minor road to a major road, turning right. So mirrors, signal, positioning. There's a parked car on the left, so I can't position properly. I'm just slightly on the wrong side of the road. Speed is reducing right down to walking pace. I can see there's a vehicle coming, so I need to stop and let them go first. It's a bike, but they're a road user as well. It's clear, and I'm going to move. Okay, next let's turn left, major to minor. So I can see the junction I want to take. How far back should I signal? About 6 car lengths? Is that about here? Mirrors, signal, positioning, about 1 meter away from the curb. Speed, I'm going to walk around this corner because I can't see what's coming. And look. All right, so let's pull over on the left here, just where we started. And handbrake neutral, cancel the signal, relax. So guys, that's very basic T junctions, how to turn left and right, emerging from a junction, turning into a junction. If you haven't done that on your driving lesson yet, great, use this video to revise. If you've done this on a driving lesson, use the video to revise. If you're learning with friends, family, or relatives, then this video is really useful to make sure that you haven't missed anything out from whatever they're explaining to you. If you found the video helpful, click the like button below, comment below as well. I'll read through all the comments. If there's anything else you want to see, or if anything wasn't clear, I'll respond, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.